led with a student presentation from students from the Expanded Learning Opportunities Program.
Good evening, board members, district leaders, and community members. I am Leah Alvarez. I am a third grade student leader at Public STEM Academy. I am really excited to represent the students who participated in the Super Summer Camp from July 9th through the 26th this week at La Paloma Elementary School. At this time, I invite you to stand, place your right hand over your heart, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated.
At FUESD, we believe in fostering a lifelong love of reading. This summer, our ELO, migrant, and extended school year programs participate in the 2024 Summer Reading Initiative. Every classroom received a cozy book nook filled with leveled readers and color-coded systems for books, making it easy for students to find books at their level. Students were encouraged to grab a book, grab a pillow, and find a comfy spot to enjoy a few minutes of uninterrupted reading. Additionally, teachers led small group guided reading stations, making reading fun and engaging. Students also recorded their number of minutes read daily to showcase and track their growth in stamina and reading comprehension. Looking forward to the new school year, every single after-school classroom will have libraries filled with leveled literature for students to enjoy. Over the summer, we were excited to see students get lost into the world of literature, discovering new adventures and expanding their imaginations one page at a time.
Good evening. My name is Isaac Bustamante. I'm a rising 6th grade student and I will attend La Paloma in the fall. Super Summer Camp has become a fun tradition in Fallbrook, and I want to emphasize fun. Students were surveyed about what they like to do and learn about in the after-school program, and the survey said sports. During Super Summer Camp, each grade level had a sports-themed novel, and lessons included reading, writing, and math activities related to the sport and theme of the book. For example, in my class we read about many famous soccer players and wrote a biography about our favorite soccer player. We also did a STEM project where we designed and built a cookie machine. When we were in class, we had small group learning times. When we were in class, we had a small group learning time as well as time to read on our own. At our independent reading level. At the Super Summer Camp, we got to keep our favorite book from our classroom leveled library.
This summer, all students participated in the Super Summer Camp Reading Challenge. Kids like a challenge, and if you had prizes, you know we will participate. The way the challenge works was this. We all had time to read and we could earn tickets if we stayed on task. We collect tickets all week and cashed in our tickets for prizes. During my second week, I earned 19 tickets and I earned a soccer keychain. I gave it to my dad because he used to play soccer. I really like any prizes. After reading time, we tracked our minutes on a chart. At the end of the program, I was amazed to see my accomplishments. This summer, I read for 140 minutes. My class read a total of 1,940 minutes. And the students in the whole Super Summer Camp read more than 40,000 minutes. Let's clap for that.
They say practice makes perfect, but this summer I realized that when I practice reading, it gets more fun too. Sometimes I can actually get lost in the story. Has that ever happened to you? Each class in Super Summer Camp had a book nook, like you see here, to encourage reading. Let me give you a tour. Here, we have a colorful rug and these soft cushions to make reading time extra comfortable. Here, we have the book cart, and inside you will see leveled books. Each book cart has a Lexile chart that is color-coded, so I know I can pick a book that will be at my perfect reading level. Here is a poster that encourages reading strategy, and don't forget the special touches in the decorations. The plant and the lamp. Positive environments make a difference. Come visit a book nook during after school. Maybe you'll want to read with us.
Thank you for letting us share about all the fun we had during Super Summer Camp. We love learning and reading.
Yay.
Isaac and Leah, thank you so much for joining us tonight to share a little bit about what Super Summer Camp was all about. Because I had an opportunity to come and visit Super Summer Camp, and I saw children engaged with great work in reading and also a lot of fun. I saw those cool soccer, what was it that you said you put together? The kicking machine. So I saw the automated kicking machine. I also saw some automated hitting machines in other classes. And they did some really creative, innovative work in addition to all of the reading. So I appreciate both of you as leaders, not only at your school, but at the district level, coming to present today to teach our board about what it is we do when we're offering these programs for kids. So thank you very much for both of you. So one for Isaac, congratulations. Give him a round of applause. Congratulations. And we're going to take a picture. Parents, if you have your cameras, come on up. Now's a great time. Who's in the middle? We're going to keep reading all the way to the first day of school, right? Okay, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Kimberly, thank you for bringing a little bit of our book nook to the board meeting. I think it's really exciting to see, what goes into getting our kids excited about reading. It's not only about the great books that we have, but also the spaces that we read and to make it really exciting. So I'm just really thankful for the team for putting that all together.
All right, that was great. Thank you, parents, for bringing your students here and sharing them with us for today. All right, moving on, we have we need to approve our minutes for the June 27th regular board meeting. It's recommended that the governing board approve the minutes of the June 27th, 2024 regular board meeting. Do I have a motion? Thank you. A second? Thank you. Any comments? If not, I will call for the vote. Trustee Fish? Aye. Trustee McBride? Aye. Trustee Landine? Aye. And I will abstain as I was not present, but that motion passes. Next item will be the July 1st minutes of the special board meeting. It is recommended that the governing board approve the minutes of the July 1st, 2024 special board meeting. Do I have a motion? A second? Thank you. Any comments? I will call for the vote. Trustee Landine? Aye. Trustee McBride? Aye. Trustee Fish? And I will aye, so that motion passes. That brings us to our community relations. This is the portion of our meeting designated for comments from the public about non-agenda items, but within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Should individuals wish to comment on items or the present agenda, they may also do so during this portion of the meeting or at the time the item is considered by the board. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, with the maximum of 20 minutes allocated for a particular item or topic. While the Brown Act allows the board to hear issues within its jurisdiction from the public, that are not on the agenda. It only allows the board to respond in a very limited manner, such as providing direction to staff. If the board were to have more than this type of brief discussion on an item not on the agenda, it could be a violation of the Brown Act's rules for posting the agenda. To address the board, members of the public must have submitted a completed speaker card to the clerk of the board before the open session portion of the meeting began. Ms. McBride, do we have any speakers?
We do. Leticia Stamos.
Program from FUESD, for those of you that were not able to attend.
Thank you.
Right. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to address you all tonight. I just want to take a minute to thank everyone for all the support that we got for our Fallbrook a Leer 2020. We had, as you see on the program, we had just a very strong showing of volunteers. We didn't have as many families in attendance, but we had decided early on that if 5 families showed up, we were going to give them the best show in town, and that's what we did. I was very proud of all of the volunteers, the students and the adults, and of course the staff that came out and helped from the district. You know, we've been doing this for 20 years, and we've been through 4 or 5 different superintendents and administrations, and we've never experienced this kind of support and encouragement that we did this year. So I just want to point that out and just thank everybody for their help. I don't want to identify individuals because it would take away from what other folks did behind the scenes, and there were people there who were at every scene from beginning to the end. But every person on this program is to be commended for their volunteerism and their support of this community. There are 2 people, though, that I'd like to point out. One is our president of the Cesar Chavez Foundation, who was our keynote speaker, Manuel Bernal, and the other is Reynaldo Santa Cruz, who was one of the presenters, one of the workshop presenters. And Reynaldo is an author. I have one of his books, and he brought his books to give to the parents that were in his workshop. And I met him at the book festival at Miracosta, and he's from Berkeley. So he came with his own dime, flew down with his wife, and spent the day here Friday because they wanted to learn about Fallbrook. And he was just so pleased. He stayed till the very end. So I wanted to just point out that we've got people from all over that are supporting Fallbrook a Leer. We also have a lot of backpacks that are left over. So I wanted to, I still want to talk to the committee, but we want to make sure that that there's no child that's coming to school in a couple of weeks without a backpack. So if we have to go through the schools or through the district, just to let them know, let the parents know, maybe we can do something on the district page to let them know that if their child needs a backpack, we've got backpacks for them, from little ones, 14-inch ones, to 19-inch for the older students. So with that, again, I just thank you all. We do have a special commemorative sticker that Ana Arias had made for us as a special commemorative item for our 20th anniversary. So I think I'll just pass it here and you can pass it down for me, please. Again, just a thank you and a recognition to everybody who participated and made this such a wonderful event for the families and children that attended. And oh, the lowriders, oh my gosh. So we had lowrider cars there for every reader to sit around and the kids to sit around. So I wanted to give a special thanks to Carlos for helping us organize that. So thank you so much.
Looks like that's it for our Public comment? So that takes us to reports from the board. And we can begin with Trustee Fish.
Yeah, I got to go to Fallbrook Day at Lier and read, and it was so much fun. I got the kindergartners, and it wasn't like the way I taught them many, many years ago. They had a lot of opinions. It was really fun, and I'm really excited for my Rotary Club on Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember which day. We're having the big barbecue luncheon for all of the staff of the school district, so that's really going to be fun. And I plan to come to the breakfast on Monday just to say hello to everybody too.
Well, for me, I was able to join the Super Summer Camp and go to Mary Fay, Pendleton, and La Paloma Elementary and get to just enjoy watching the kids create and participate. Some of the children had made rockets, little with cardboard and some other things, and they were, well, in one of the places they were throwing it at a bullseye in the class, so we were all kind of like stay out of the way. And then on the other school, it was outside. So then also there were children that were doing, the little foosball, I believe you call it, out of cardboard, and they were actually playing it. I actually played it with one of them. It really worked well. So that was a lot of fun, and there were all kinds of other activities in the different classrooms. All the kids were very enthusiastically playing and participating and writing and putting up their posters and showing us all these things. And that was just great to see.
One of my favorite things to do every year is to go to Super Summer Camp and go through the classes and see what's happening. And I just wish I were a kid again, because it is such an incredible experience. My favorite part of it this year was, before it even started, a friend of mine said that she wanted to enroll her 12-year-old son, but he was not enthusiastic. So I said, all right, let's call him up. He was at home with his grandparents. So we called him up, and he was like, I don't want to go. I don't know anybody there, and I've got my, I want to be home on my computer. And his mother said, well, you're going. And so I saw her a week and a half ago, and I said, so how did it go in summer camp? And she said, oh my goodness, my son loves it. Loves it, loves it, loves it. He comes home every day with stories. He's made new friends. He begged me to stay in the after-school program that Mrs. Perez runs, and so he did. And now all he can talk about is wanting to go to the next camp in the winter. So, that story, I'm sure, gets repeated so many times, because anytime kids are nervous about going to something that's new, it's totally understandable. But once you're at the camp, it just draws you in. And I really just need to recognize two people who, year after year, have been so amazing. And this year it was a bigger program. It was more of a challenge. Mr. Dale Leonard, who makes miracle happen with his team, and Mrs. Perez. Not only do you do this at summer camp, you do it through the year. And I want a round of applause. Yeah. So thank you for all you do, because obviously one child at a time, it's working. And lastly, one of the very first things I learned about when I came to Fallbrook was the Fallbrook Alayer Literacy Day. And I thought, this is incredible. The community does this. And 20 years. Leticia Maldonado Stamus, you are amazing. Your volunteer team would go anywhere for and with you, because you inspire us all. I was so sorry that weekend my grandson was staying with us and I couldn't come. But that's another thing that really impacts our families. And thank you for all the time and effort that you put into that year after year. So I appreciate that so much. Woo!
All right. So this last month was a bit busy. I was able to attend the Fall Book Roundtable with the California Treasurer Fiona Ma, and that was along with representatives and staff from the local governing board agencies. It was a great experience to host her and share a bit about Fallbrook and what our needs are or experiences are from our school district perspective. Also had a chance to attend the Super Summer Sports Team Showcase at Potter and at La Paloma. I really enjoyed seeing everything that was going on there. I was able to see culinary lessons and actually sample some ceviche. That was great. I saw the band performing pickleball, and also saw at both schools students working on their ideal skate park, which is great knowing that we have a new skate park that's under construction. So it's really great to see them engaging in what's really civic engagement, right, at a local level. So a lot of awesome stuff happening. Was also able to attend Fallbrook Allier and give a welcoming on behalf of the school board. So that was an honor to be a part of that event as well. The event reinforces our vision regarding reading proficiency, and it also reminds us that literacy reading is also part of social justice as well. So it's really great to see that event going strong for 20 years now. So I also wanted to put a plug in for softball.
Good.
We're in the middle of registration. Registration is still open. Fallbrook Girls Softball. It's a program. It's a league for players from 6 to 14 years old. So there's divisions for that. So I just wanted to mention that, and hopefully we can get some more girls to play. And hoping families enjoy the rest of their summer and the Olympics. And hand it off to our superintendent.
Great. Thank you. I think the list of things that I was going to share with you have been shared already. At the top of my list that I wanted to start with was just by thanking Leticia as well for the army of volunteers that you brought to this Fallbrook Allier. I was heartbroken because I was in Boston last weekend for a high school reunion, and so I was so sad to miss it, but was there cheering the team on, and my team, all of the district staff kept sending me photos of all the different events happening. I got it from Seth in communications and from Tavka and Armando, just sharing what an amazing event it was. And it really is, I think, as a board, we have a commitment to supporting literacy, and that it is part of that social justice piece, is that every child deserves the right to be able to read proficiency, and to know that our entire community is in on this with us. We can't help but be successful, right? I was loving that you were standing up here for public comment in front of the Cool Kids Read Books sign, and I said, this is just perfect, because it's not just my vision, it's not just the board's vision, it's the entire community's vision. And again, that's why we're going to be successful in Fallbrook in educating more children to be proficient readers, because we are going to make reading cool, and we're going to make sure that every single one of our children leave proficient in reading, and also have a love and a joy for reading. So I just wanted to thank all of the volunteers from the district office, from the school sites, to all of the community members. And I can't wait to be there for the 21st anniversary of Fallbrook Allier next year. So just absolute thank you. And I so appreciate that partnership. I also wanted to give a shout out to all of our staff for Super Summer Camp. It's so fun to see how academically enriching it is for our kids, but also just how fun it is, to ensure that our children come every day, to get them away from their computers and to be social at school is so important, and it has to be fun. And it's just a wonderful support for our whole community. So many communities didn't have this for kids this summer. Parents were paying thousands of dollars to send their kids to sports camp and didn't have childcare this summer. And we had a safe, fun place for every single kid who wanted to come in Fallbrook. So I'm just really excited about that. And on that vein, we also, we think we're fantastic, but we got another award from the county validating that we are as fantastic as we think we are. Kimberly has the awards. And I'm going to start off. So this is the San Diego County Expanded Learning Program and the Children's Initiative. They work together to ensure that San Diego's low-income and underserved children and families are supported in our after-school programs. So 2 of our Fallbrook employees were honored at the county level for their tremendous impact on the after-school program by the Children's Initiative and the San Diego County Expanded Learning Department. And so today we want to recognize both of them. And I'm going to start off with recognizing, and maybe I'll do this at the podium so that I can have you come on up. I want to start off. I'd like to start off by recognizing Dale Leonard. Dale, please come on up. Woo. Dale, stay here. Dale has been the La Paloma site lead teacher for the after-school program for 2 years. So after giving his absolute all day long at school for the children in his classroom, he then stays till 6 o'clock at night and gives some more to oversee this amazing program, and we couldn't do it without him. He coordinates the fall, the winter, and the spring camps. And he's got a smile on his face every time. I always wonder, does he need a break? Because he doesn't. He just keeps going, and he's got the most positive attitude. And it really, when the leader has that positive attitude and energy, everybody around you has that positive attitude and energy. And we're just so excited to have you. You create a fun, a safe, and enriching experience for our students. And our programs are so successful that we had the highest enrollment ever in our Super Summer Camp program this last month. So, Dale, thank you for all you do. Woo. Can we get a photo too? Okay, and next I'd like to invite up our ELO counselor, Rebecca Mosqueda. Rebecca, please come on up. What's really exciting is that we have a counselor that supports supports our students that are in the after-school program. So our counselors not only, support our students during the day, but our students have needs all the way till 6 o'clock at night. And sometimes 6 o'clock at night is the best time to connect with our families. They're not able to connect and meet with us earlier in the day. And so it's wonderful to be able to have that support. She's created a nurturing environment in the after-school programs, and she's provided support personally for over 600 students last year with one-on-one counseling, with small group support, and with counseling lessons. She provides social emotional support, and she contributes significantly to our after-school program and our intercession programs as well. So thank you, Rebecca, for all of your hard work. I have so many things on my report. I always have a lot to share about everything. Let's see. I had summer camp. I had Fallbrook LA Air. Let's see. Oh, I also wanted to highlight we were launching our PLCs this year, so we're really excited that all of our teachers will be getting together almost every month to collaborate and work together. And our Assistant Superintendent Bustani worked with all of our leadership teams this summer, and putting the plans together. So we're going to hit the ground running right on the first day of school, ready to go. And the leadership teams have been just doing an amazing job pouring through all of our school data. The data is not public yet, so we can't share with the community where we landed, but I can sneak peek say that the data looks really good, and we can't wait to share publicly the data when it's released officially. But our school staff is allowed to look at the data and to be able to utilize that data to be able to plan for instruction, so that on the first day of school, we know exactly some of the needs that the children have. So that was the work that Assistant Superintendent Bustani has been working on with the school site principal and the teacher leader teams. So we've got an amazing group of teacher leaders. And briefly, yeah, please add.
I like to think of myself as the hype girl around here and be really excited for people when they have a major accomplishments in their life. And so it just so happens that we have a board member who completed his master's degree just this summer. And if we are an organization that truly values education, dedication, and perseverance, congratulations, Mr. Favela.
And that's the end of my report.
Right. We'll move on to item number 3, administration. It is recommended the governing board approve all expenses to be paid for Mrs. Monica Hazel, Mr. Armando Farias, and Ms. Mary McBride to attend the National Association for Federally Impacted Schools Fall 2024 Conference in Washington, D.C., September 22nd through the 24th of this year. Registration is $700. Total approximate cost is $4,000 each, to be paid out of the superintendent, board, and business services travel budgets. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any comments?
I would like to share just a little comment to give a little bit of background around, what NAFIS is and why it's so important that we have a presence at this national conference. So FUESD is what's considered a federally impacted school district. So public school districts are funded, in large part by the local revenue. So which is primarily a combination of like the local property taxes on homes and businesses and other local taxes. Our federally impacted schools are different because the federal government is exempt from paying taxes on its property. So all of the housing that we normally would be receiving, that revenue related to the housing and businesses, we don't receive for the land on the base. And so the presence of the property impacts the district in 2 main ways. So one, it reduces the local tax revenue that can be generated for school purposes, and projects and activities related to that property can cause an influx of people into the community. So it increases the number of children to be educated without an equal increase in the local tax base. So what Congress did was they created this impact aid program to address that need. So it would ensure that federally connected school districts they don't end up in a financial disadvantage. So the National Association for Federally Impacted Schools, which is called NAFIS, so it's the NAFIS conference, it advocates for that impact aid funding and policy changes to ensure that the federal government meets that obligation every year. So every year when the federal government puts their budget into place, the impact aid is just one tiny line item on their very large budget that somebody could easily see that it's not something that's essential and could, in a budget crisis, cut that out. And so what's really important is that each year we, school board members, CBOs, superintendents, meet go on Capitol Hill and advocate for the importance of this impact aid and talk about all of the things that we're able to do as a district with the funds that we receive, so that they understand how essential it is to our school and that they know that this is something that needs to be a top priority. So Ray Proctor was a previous superintendent in Fallbrook, and he was the superintendent of business services, and he was a longtime leader in the NAFIS organization. He actually was the guy who calculated out how much money each school district got. And so he was a big leader in the organization. So Fallbrook was always really well taken care of. Our needs were always really at the forefront of this work. And since that time, that Ray Proctor has not served in a leadership role, they really have been missing, I think, the leadership from Fallbrook to some degree. And so we want to make sure that we continue to show our commitment to the organization and that we advocate, because for us, it can be between $6 to $9 million per year, depending on the year. So it's quite a big investment that they give us. So I feel like the amount of time to dedicate is important. And I'm really thankful that Trustee McBride is willing of giving so much of her time away from work, prioritizing this, to be there to advocate with our team. So I just wanted to give a little bit of history, because you might not, why are we flying all the way to DC? It's something that we think is really valuable.
Thank you. All right. So with that, I will call for the vote. Trustee Fish? Aye. Trustee McBride? Trustee Landine?
Aye.
And I vote aye. And that motion passes. So that brings us to our consent agenda. It is recommended the governing board approve the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
Thank you. Second? Thank you. Any comments? Work. That we're able to help with the TK teachers as well. We're able to work out those hours, right, for our TK students. All right, so I will call for the vote. Trustee Landine? Aye. Trustee McBride? Trustee Fish? Aye. And I vote aye, so that motion passes. And Monica, would you?
Thank you. Before we adjourn, we'd like to start a new tradition, and that is now that we have approved the routine personnel requisition as part of our consent agenda, we would like to welcome some of our new staff members so that you have an opportunity to see 3 of our new management team members. And we believe we've done an amazing job hiring, and that we've brought 3 fantastic people into our organization, and we want you to get to meet them. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each member, but we have Krista Notzel is the new AP at Live Oak. Krista, welcome. Kathy Hernandez is the new AP at May Ellis. And Martin Culberson, our new Director of IT. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about each of them, and then I'm going to invite you up to just say a couple words, if you'd like to, at the podium. So I want to start off by introducing Kathy Hernandez. She comes to us from Riverside Unified School District, and she has served as an assistant principal for 2 years. In her role, she has excelled as the EL site coordinator. She led the English Learner Advisory Committee, and she managed the special education programs. Catherine's own experience as an English learner has profoundly shaped her commitment to fostering biliteracy among her students. And her strong instructional leadership and comprehensive background, we feel, make her an excellent fit for May Ellis. And I am confident that she's going to significantly enhance our school community. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Talk now?
Yes,
okay. Board members, cabinet members, staff, and community members, I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity to serve as the assistant principal at May Ellis. I am beyond thrilled. I look forward to this being my destination district and spending my career here. This year, I really want to make a commitment to focusing on student growth and achievement. That is a big goal of mine. And kind of my personal theme this year is the time is now. Now we need to start on day 1, not day 120. We need to really dive in and get those kiddos up to speed. And I like to see growth, not perfection. So that's really what I'm looking for. So the time is now, May Ellis. Go Mustangs.
No, you can get it. All right, next I'd like to welcome up Krista Notzel. Krista's not new to us here in Fallbrook. She's our new assistant principal at Live Oak. She brings a wealth of experience as a classroom teacher. She was also a virtual academy teacher, an instructional coach. She's been a STEM TOSA, and she is currently the ELO site leader at her school. She previously worked as an instructional coach at Live Oak, so she's coming back home, which is really exciting. The Live Oak staff and Principal Parsons are really excited to work with her again in this new capacity. And it's motivated, so this return to Live Oak is motivated by her desire to collaborate again with Patty to advance our literacy initiatives, and it aligns perfectly with our district goals. She has a deep understanding of instructional practices, and leadership qualities will undoubtedly benefit Live Oak as we continue to strive for excellence. Welcome.
Thank you. Now, I wanted to, Governing Board, good evening, Cabinet, Superintendent Hazel, and community and staff. I just want to express my gratitude. Having been born and raised here and spending my entire 28-year career here, I am beyond thrilled to have this new opportunity to serve our community. So thank you so much.
Okay, and now I'd like to welcome Martin Culberson. Martin, welcome, our new IT director. Martin brings a wealth of experience in both educational technology and information systems. So a lot of times when you're looking for a director of IT, sometimes they have a lot of ed tech or they have a lot of information tech systems. And so what was really exciting about Martin is that he's the complete package. He's got both of that experience. He's got a strong record of implementing effective technology strategies and policies. And let's see, he has worked in, sorry, I was talking about all the different applicants. We had over 20 applicants for this position, and so it was definitely a very strong recruitment, and we had a lot of different people. But he really rose to the top because of his background in education. He also did a pretty amazing presentation for us on artificial intelligence. And, this is something that we really need to start thinking about in Fallbrook. Our children need to be prepared to be able to utilize artificial intelligence. We can't ban artificial intelligence. We can't be, terrified of cheating. We know that that's part of it, but we want to really learn and harness about artificial intelligence. One of the things I loved about Martin in his interview also is he talked about how he keeps current and up to date on new technologies and makes sure that he's always bringing the newest technologies to the district that he's working in. He's currently an IT director. Is it up in Coalinga? Yes, up in Coalinga. So we're excited to have you a lot closer to home. He lives up in Marietta, I believe.
I live in Paris.
In Paris, okay. Very close. So we're excited to have him and to have his experience as an IT director. There were some big shoes to fill with Kirby's absence, and so having somebody who has been an IT director in the past is going to be a wonderful asset for our community. So I couldn't be more thrilled that you are joining our team, Martin.
Well, thank you, Superintendent Hazel. I'm thrilled as well, and honorable board members and staff. It's great to be here tonight, and I just want to share that Kimberly had told me that this was a real community, like a family feel, and it really is. It's amazing. And I hear a common theme from the kids up to the board president to you about literacy, and I think that's fantastic. And I think with the conversation we had about AI, I think we can use that to control it to help with our literacy initiative. So thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here, and this is my wife, Jackie, with me.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Wonderful.
So with that, we can adjourn the meetings. The meeting is adjourned at 6:45 p.m.
I would love if our new staff members, if you could come on up, we'll take a quick picture with the board.